Hello, I just received my copy of the Sherman Leader, the World War II ground combat solitaire strategy game. It came along with Tiger Leader upgrade kit, but since I don't have Tiger Leader, it will wait on my shelf until I get this game, if I ever get it. But now let's focus on the Sherman Leader. It is quite a unique game, released by the Dan Versen Games, and it is why it is so unique, because it is solitaire strategy game. There is a number of war games that have a solitaire variant. These games are originally for 2 or more players, but some of them has solo variant. This game is only for 1 player. There is no multiplayer option for this game, and it is something that I don't think we see so often in the wargames genre. I think it's something that was started by the ambush game in the early 80s, but it never gained much popularity as normal wargames. Why? Because making such a game surely takes more time, more effort to make it playable, to make it interesting, to make it not repeatable. So it's quite hard to make a good solitaire wargame. I hope this one will be. Just look on the box, it is huge. It is probably the biggest box, or maybe second biggest box in my collection of the war games. As big as one of my favorite games ever, Beyond Valor, a core module for Advanced Squad Leader. These boxes are quite the same when it comes to the size, they are huge. I guess you know what Advanced Squad Leader is, I don't think I have to tell you. So, when I looked at this box, I was pretty certain that I'm gonna meet with another huge monster game with dozens of rules and everything. Well, this is a pocket version of the rulebook for Advanced Squad Leader. So I was a bit afraid if this game will make me to learn another stockpile of rules with a lot of different things. So let's take a look on this, how it looks. I'm gonna open it. And first we have a rulebook. A rulebook, yes. This is a rulebook. It has 23 pages, or maybe a bit more, sorry, 28, but core rules end with page 22. Yes, 22 pages of rules for such a big games. That's something I don't think I would meet quite often. Most of the war games have much longer rule books with a lot of pages, sometimes with some other books with other rules and so on. I think the biggest rule book I ever seen, of course save to Advanced Squad Leader, was MBT, released by GMT Games, and it has 2 rule books. One has 20 some pages and the other has about 40 or 60 pages. So nothing like this. I have to say that it makes me quite curious how such a big game makes fitting for the such not very big rulebook. Let's take a look at the rulebook itself. You can see there is a lot of graphics here. It is not a long list of text with some small pictures, but there is a lot of graphics here, and even more. It is, I have to say, that this is good, because this rulebook looks just friendly. It is not something that you look and make, oh my god, so many rules, when do I have to learn it? But no, it looks like something that even someone who is not a die-hard wargamer might learn quite easy, I think. Let's take a look more. And it comes with a lot of graphics and text with such big letters. There is no small writings here. And it continues with the same fashion for entire rulebook. I am quite curious how many tables this game has, because some war games are crazy when it comes to the number of the tables, but so far I don't see any. And here is the end. Here is the sample game. So something that I really like in some war games. It's too bad that not all the publishers are remembering about it, because such a sample game makes often easier to understand the basics of the game. It makes you avoid to ask dozens of questions at Board Game Geek and other forums, because you know how it works. Of course, examples in the rules are important, but such a sample game can be really helpful, and I always encourage publishers to put such things like this in the rulebooks. Of course, it takes more pages to print, but it works. I have seen this in only a few games, but it always helped me a lot, and I'm happy that this is here. Because especially when you meet something new, when you meet something which is not like all the war games you played before, and this game is surely not something I played before, something completely new for me. So I'm very happy that they added this sample game. Next we have a couple of counters, and look at this. These are rounded. Yes, they are all nicely rounded. You don't have to clip these counters because they are already just pretty. We have, I think these are American units. It is interesting that there is not much on the counters. There is only a silhouette of the tank, or infantry, or vehicle, or gun, and some number. No other informations. This is not something you meet quite often in the war games. Here we have German units, and here we have some informations on the counters. You may see here, there, here. There is a name of the vehicle here, some attributes. I wonder why there is no such information on the American counters. I guess it's because in this game you are controlling Americans. So maybe such info will be placed somewhere else. Here we have help counters, and these are Japanese units, I guess. Yes, the name of the tank helps here. These counters are quite thick, and they are all rounded. I have to say that it is first time I meet originally rounded counters in the war game. Or maybe maybe not the first time, maybe a second time, but the other game I mean is not meant to be a war game by some people. It is Twilight Struggle, a Polish version of Twilight Struggle, titled 1989, The Autumn of Nations, where you have game released by GMT, where you have rounded counters like that, but it is more political struggle game than a clear war game. But while this is a war game, and you don't have to clip anything, this is good, very good. Next comes board. Board is mounted. It is nice. It is not something you meet quite often in the war games again. And this is not look, board is not very big. It is quite handy. I have to say, a lot of war games have huge, and I mean huge, boards that can easily fit when you have some spare room for the playing only. I have not such a luxury. I have to play on my table in my room, so I'm very happy when publishers remember about such players as I, and they don't make huge boards. This board looks quite handy. Here we have map of the Ardennes in 1944. I don't know if the game focuses on the Ardennes. I don't think so, because you could see Japanese units, and I don't remember that Japanese army fought in the Ardennes. And here we have some places for the cards, I think, some turn track, some help informations, and the other informations here looks quite good. Not something very artistic. Some wargames have a board that look quite artistic. This just looks handy. Here goes some help card. It is printed on the thick paper, and here is player log sheet. Looks like something you need to copy, and you have to write down here some informations when you are playing, I guess. So I'm gonna make a few copies of this just in case. And that's where games starts looking, I think, a bit more complicated, because counters didn't look. Counters look quite easily. There's not much attributes there. Here everything looks, well, not something extremely hard. And finally here it looks, well, a bit more complex. But we will see later. Next we have even more counters. And these are terrain counters. They are big. They are very big. And they are two-sided. They are two-sided. Each of these counters has 4 hexes in itself, and it is quite big. Each of them has 2 different kind of terrains. So we have here some winter area, and here it looks like some jungle or woods. I think jungle more because of these palms over here. And let's look more. Maybe some airfield. Again winter. Some lake. Palms. Winter again. Even more palms and some village. And winter again. Oh, desert. This time it's desert, and on the other side we have normal clear terrain along with some bocage. More desert. Some town. Some town area with some buildings. And it's interesting because it's I think it is not quite often you see a war game with 3D computer graphics. It is not usual. So it is something new for me. At least for me. Maybe you saw this before in other games, but I didn't. More desert, and here more clear terrain, and here more desert and clear terrain. What I like in these counters, and these counters as well, that that it looks that you don't have to work on this. You just have to put counter, and it pops out of the sheet, and you can use it. You don't have to clean counters like in some American games. When you push the counter out of the sheet, you have to cut some dirt from the corners, and here it looks like you don't have to. That's good. That's very good. We have 3 dice in this game, 2 d10 and 1 d6. Again, something original, because most of the game uses only d6 or d10, not both of them. While here you have these 2 different kind of dice. I wonder why. Hope it will work and it will make it even more interesting. And finally, a big number of cards. There is a lot of cards coming with this game. it makes sense, because if this game is about to be solitaire, they have to make something that to control everything on this in this game, and I think the cards are this thing that will help you to control enemy actions. That's my guess. So far I can't say for sure. There are commanders, I think, because of the marker on the shelf, on the clothes. There are some terrain or scenario cards, and some, I think, unit cards. I like that these are using photos. What I would like, if I have to complain, I finally have to complain something, because you can see I'm quite excited about this game so far, but there is something I would like to complain, this strange flag. Well, you know, this is not a German flag. This is something that they have to use because swastika is banned in the several countries, mostly European ones. Well, not in Poland. It is interesting. You have no problem with using swastikas in Poland, while in the Germany or Italy you can go to jail because of using swastika when it's not something educational or science. So there is a lot of these cards, and I'm not gonna open this because I'm kind of afraid that I will mix them together and still don't know how they work. So let's keep them, or maybe okay, let's open this. Let's open and check them out. Let's see. Let's start with this. North Africa 1942, Italy 1943, Bulk 1944. Okay, Ardennes. Americans have a tendency to call this battle as a Battle of Bulk. Normandy, push to the Rhine, race to Berlin, Philippines, Okinawa, Saipan. Okay, these are scenarios, I assume. Well, this is a game focused on Americans, so I don't have I don't have to expect Polish front. Sorry, some insect is running over here. Of course, I always enjoy when there is a Polish campaign involved in such games, but well, this is Americans focused game, so no Polish scenarios. But we will work in. We can take it. So here we have more cards. This is card objective. Oh, okay. So this is something we will have to do during these scenarios. And here, special condition card. Okay, so this. I like that they are using photos. This is they make it nice. They make it historical, and it just looks good. So these are cards. I'm not gonna open the others. Sorry. All in all, these games look. As for the first look, it looks just fantastic. I can't wait to play it. I'm gonna play it soon because I want to try it, because I'm just curious how the hell they managed to make solitaire wargame. I just wanna try it. I played some solitaire games before, but none of them was wargames. My favorite solitaire game so far was Voyage of the BSM Pandora, some game released in the America in 70s. In some, I think, RS magazine, and in Poland it was released in 80s, and it became a very popular game because it was a science fiction themed solo only game. And this is something I just don't know how the hell it works, but I'm very eager to try it. So when I learn the basics of the system, and if I learn how to play it, I hope I will be able to make another video showing you how this system works. just to share with you my experience and my opinions about this game. Because it looks great, but you know, some games might look great, but they are not really great. So far, this game, I have high expectations because of this game, and I hope I will be satisfied. So, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, opinions, leave them in the comments.